A group of international ambassadors has been given a tour of the Great Barrier Reef ahead of a decision about whether the natural wonder should be listed as in danger. The outcome will be a high-stakes one.
It's visible from space and people travel from all over the world to see it right up close. The Great Barrier Reef is a national treasure, but scientists claim it's under threat from global warming, and now the natural wonder is in danger of being labelled as endangered by UNESCO. The federal government is on a mission to show them it's thriving. 15 ambassadors from around the world were able to see it in person. For 14 of them, it was the first time. They saw the good as well as the bad. The federal government's special envoy for the Great Barrier Reef, Warren Ench, said although the group was concerned, they were also reassured Australia was taking the future of the reef as well as global warming seriously.
They realised at that point that, there is an issue with global warming, there is an issue in relation to the bleaching, but this is something that the Australian government shouldn't be blamed for in isolation. It is not going to resolve it just by Australia. It was something that all their countries that they represented and every other country in the world had to take action on this.
But Warringah MP Zali Steggall says the reef has deteriorated in the last 15 years and has called out the federal government for not committing to net zero emissions by 2050.
I do feel that it does need to be listed in danger because that is the only way to get the wake-up call that is needed to the Morrison government, that they need to stop playing word games around their commitments when it comes to reducing emissions and actually get on with the job of doing that, of committing to that.
It's a similar sentiment from Tony Fons. He's been diving and working on the reef for 40 years.
In 1963, the whales were declared endangered. Did we give up? We just walk away and let the whales disappear? No, in fact, Australia led the fight. Unfortunately, this time around, Australia is not leading the world in the cry for let's save the Great Barrier Reef. The endangered listing should be a cry for let's do this right. Just like we did with the whales. Let's become a leader in protecting reef, and that means a leader in climate change.
He believes an endangered listing would spur Australia on to fight for the reef. 9 of the ambassadors on the tour are from countries that have voting rights next week over whether or not one of the 7 natural wonders of the world should be listed as in danger. Georgia Simpson, Sky News.